So I think we are good. We are good. Okay, you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. Loaded bases. Anthony Shew. How's it going?
How's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. We just got done with one of my Twitch streams where we do programming stuff, and we had a lot of fun as always.
Say, so programming, so what do you do for that? I mean, how'd you get into that?
So I was playing minor league baseball, and I well, it's no secret that minor leaguers don't get paid too much.
That's
And
facts. That's
and
facts.
I got my first check after 2 weeks of playing. Um, I got my check for whatever it was, $280 or whatever for 2 weeks, and I
Damn.
was like, "Okay, well, that's not gonna work." And so um, I thought to myself, "Okay, what can I do that is remote, on my own time, and I can do it from wherever, whenever, when I need to, right?"
Yeah.
And so I went browsing for whatever remote stuff, and I found a programming on a freelance boards,
Mm-hmm.
and I just was like, you know what, I wanted to be an engineer in college, um, but that the classes overlapped with baseball or whatever,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
programming is kind of in the same vein, and so I was just like, maybe I can learn that, and so I just found some resources to learn that, and off I went.
So I'm assuming that you really enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, yeah, okay, so you stream on Twitch,
mhm.
like, so you do the programming and you do it on Twitch.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I need to check it
There's
out for sure.
it's pretty fun. The there's a new category on Twitch now for specifically for software and game development,
Mm-hmm.
and there's people that write code and hang out with other people that like to write code or want to learn about code and all that kind
Dude,
of
that's
thing.
awesome.
And so yeah, in a very short while, I've gotten to make a lot of new friends, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of people that come through regularly, and it's really fun. I mean, when you sit here and write code by yourself all the time, sometimes it can be a little bit lonely. And I just turned it on that one day just to I don't know why I turned it on that one day still even. I think I was half trying to keep myself accountable. I was like, okay, if people can see me and I'm screwing around and just like on
Yeah.
Twitter or whatever, then like, maybe somebody will yell at me or something. And
Yo-
then yeah.
So it's a okay. So you did play a minor league baseball. So what organization were you a part of?
I was a Cardinal, and I don't even know how many years that was. My draft year was 16, and I retired before this season that just ended, this 2021 season that just ended. So I don't know if you want to count the COVID season or not, but that would make 5 seasons, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, that let's see, because I just pulled up your baseball reference page
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-oh, that's
see.
bad news.
Hey,
Don't read it
it's
out
not
loud.
bad. I won't. I won't say it too loud. But yeah, no, from 2017. Yeah, yeah, dude, you have definitely put in your time in the minors.
Yeah, yeah. My goal going into being a minor leaguer was, I want to spend less than 1 year of service time at every level.
Yeah,
And I ended up doing that actually. I mean, rookie ball, I guess you can't really count that as a full year of service. So
yeah,
I spent only portions of years at every level that I was at. It just so happened that the last level that I was at in trips, um, I got hit by a line drive and now I can't throw anymore.
yeah. See, that'll do it. That
Yeah.
say get getting hit by a ball is not ideal.
Yeah.
I I'm especially if you get hit in your arm. That's kind of
Yeah.
well, I
It,
guess so where exactly did you get hit?
so the story goes, I had just gotten to AAA. I was pretty excited about it. I was in my I had thrown 2 games each, or I think I went 5 innings the first time, 6 innings the second time. Hadn't given up a run yet, and and I went out for that third start. I gave up a couple in like the second inning or something, but I think it was in the third or the second inning. I can't remember. It was Mother's Day. My mom
Mhm.
had flown out just for that game, just for that day. She literally
Oh,
had like a red eye the night before and a red eye that right after the game. Like she was just there for the game. And my grandpa was there and my wife was there. And I went out for the third inning, whatever, and couple pitches in, uh, I threw a fastball pretty much right down the middle, four seamer. I'm a sinker guy,
yeah.
and I just seeing the guy's bat path, and I was like, okay, well, I can throw four seamers up in the zone to this guy, and it'll be fine. And I kind of missed right down the middle on the first pitch, and he swung right underneath it, and I was like, well, okay, I guess I can get away with it a second time if I actually execute my pitch. And so I threw a four seamer right down the middle, and he hit it, I think 115, literally right back at my
Damn.
noggin. Uh, Literally squared it perfect. And so you finish like this, right? When you
Yep.
finish a pitch, and all you see is a flash of white. And so I just kind of went like this,
Oh,
and
ow.
it hit me right on the inside of my elbow. It
Damn.
destroyed my ulnar nerve, which most
Yep.
people recognize as the funny bone.
Yep.
And so I ended up, I couldn't feel these two fingers for probably a couple days.
Oh,
I eventually had to have surgery to move the nerve out of its natural path in the inside of the elbow, and now mine runs underneath the muscle on the. Sorry, excuse me. Now it runs on the inside of my elbow instead of the outside of my elbow, so I can't hit my funny bone with my right arm anymore. So maybe a silver lining. But the
hey.
other silver lining is I'm alive, because it was literally going to hit me square in the forehead and kill
Oh,
me. So
honestly, yeah. It's dude, you are lucky on that one. Damn.
yeah, no, yeah. I mean, unlucky that it ended my career, but
Well,
lucky that I'm
yeah.
sitting here
I mean,
today.
luckily that you're not dead
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, for
is the
sure.
silver lining on that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's let's say I think my freshman summer for Legion ball. Uh, so I was playing third base, and then a batter shows bunt, and I'm like he's not gonna bunt. So and then then my coach was yelling at me. He was like, Mason, go, like go up. I'm like, I'm good. Like he's not gonna bunt. And then I was like, you know what? And so my coach said, do it. I'm gonna do it. Like fuck it. Like we're going. So then I go up, and then he goes pulls back, and I'm like, oh shit. And then boom, fucking ball right off my mouth.
Oh man.
And yeah, and then I woke up like face down, and then I had blood all over, and I was so confused on like what happened. And yeah, I had a hematoma like on the inside of my mouth. And
Oh
then
gosh.
I had like the baseball laces all around my whole face,
Wow.
and get a root canal, concussion. It was a great.
Yeah, no, that's not healthy.
It was fun. Well, I mean, like I played the next game, and it was a doubleheader, so it was
Holy cow.
it hurt, but I wanted to play.
Put me in, coach.
That's what I'm saying. So so when you were younger, did you always want to be a professional baseball player?
I would say so. When I was young, I played baseball and hockey.
Yep.
I'm actually wearing a hockey jersey because I still
Yep.
love hockey. Still love hockey.
Anaheim.
Uh, and so I played baseball and hockey, and then my mom made me pick one because she couldn't take me to both all the time anymore.
Yeah.
And so I ended up, I decided, little 8-year-old me, baseball is harder. I'm going to pick baseball. And so I started playing baseball, and I always had the fortunate position of my cousin is Ian Kennedy, if you're familiar,
Oh,
and
yep. Yep. Okay.
he's on his 13th year in the show. I think it is, maybe 12th.
Yeah.
This past season, and so he's like, I want to say maybe like 7 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was a kid, he was in high school getting drafted. When I was in high school, no, excuse me. He's like maybe 4 or 5 ahead of me, because there was always overlap between, he was always the level ahead of me, right? Like when I
Yeah.
was in high school, he was in college. When he was in college, I was in
Yeah, so it's like a 4-year 5. Like, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere in there. And so I always got to kind of look through the looking glass at where he was at right in front of me. And and so I got to see that whole thing go on, and it was always cool to get to watch that happening right in front of me. And um, that kind of makes it easy to be like, yeah, I want to do that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because so you mentioned hockey. Like, okay, so you're from Oregon?
So I grew up in Southern California,
Okay.
until I went off to college at first at UC Santa Barbara. That didn't work out. And then I went to JUCO, still in Southern California. And then my parents moved to Oregon,
Okay.
while I was in college. And
Weird.
so I kind of ended up in a weird situation where like I didn't really know where home was. Like I grew up in
Yeah.
Southern California, and I think it still says Oregon on my like
It
minor league baseball
it
profile or
does.
something.
It says
So
Brookings, Oregon. I was gonna say,
yeah,
dude, like, cause
it's from
I'm like close to that.
yeah. I for a while there I didn't know where to put where I lived. Like, do I put where I live in the off season? Because every off season I moved somewhere different because me and my
Yeah.
wife wanted to keep trying different places. And I was like, do I just put, like when I have like business mail or whatever, like when I need to write down a very official address, I was putting down my parents.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah.
and
I do the same.
so what I ended up doing was based on whatever the question, however it was worded. If it said like hometown, I would put Mission Viejo, California. If it said like permanent residence, I would put down Oregon. If it said like current residence, I would put wherever I was currently like down the street
Yeah.
from the stadium or whatever. So like I never knew what to put.
No, I do the exact same thing. I mean, like, I so like, cause I was actually counting like how many places like that I've lived in the past, like, or I guess like my whole life, and
Yeah.
it's like it's like a little bit north of 20. So it's just like I don't
Yeah.
know like where to
I
go.
keep I keep a
Dude.
running list. I keep a running list on my phone every time we move.
Oh yeah.
It's somewhere in the 20s too.
Wouldn't say. I mean, because like being in like minor league baseball, you're going, and
Yeah,
it
exactly.
just. I mean, like, 'cause you see guys like that get called up for like 2 days, and then they go back down.
Yeah, exactly. And something that I was really happy to see was that the teams are going to be handling housing for the guys now. Like
Yeah,
it's nice. I know from a fan's perspective, it's nice to hear that because we get underpaid, and that's just the
oh,
nature of it.
yeah,
But there's so much more that goes on with housing during the season that kind of gets swept under the rug. Like um, when you get promoted or demoted or whatever, like you never know how long you're going to be in a spot,
yeah.
and landlords don't respect that. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
they're
no,
like,
because they're there to make money, and they don't really give a
yeah.
shit.
And so they're like, yeah, you guys are going to sign the lease and you're going to pay me the money. And like, I don't care,
Yeah,
like just make rent. And so it's like, you end up in these weird situations where, you get promoted on the 4th of the month or whatever. And the next guy that comes, or the guy that comes to replace you on that roster just so happens to have family in that town or whatever. And he
yeah.
doesn't want to take your spot in that house. And now the guys that are currently living there owe $300 more because you're gone.
Which that's a
And
lot of money.
yeah,
I mean, like, to you
exactly.
guys.
And nobody in this situation is making any respectable pay.
No.
And so nobody can just cover it, right?
Yeah.
And so you end up in these really weird situations with your friends where you're like, guys, I don't live there and I don't want to pay that rent. And they're like, well, dude, like we don't have anybody, like you're hosing us. And you just end up in these weird situations. And then on
Yeah.
top of that, somebody has to write down their name on that lease as like the leaseholder. And so like that
Someone
guy,
has. Yep. That.
yeah, so
I would
that
not want to
guy,
be that guy.
exactly. Somebody always has to bite the bullet for that. And like that guy could be gone in a week. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
and then now his name is on that lease. And God forbid, the next guy that moves in, like, is a big party guy and like wants to throw a big party or something and like destroys the house or something. And that guy's name, he doesn't even live here anymore. He's on the other side of the country,
I'd be so
and
pissed.
that landlord calls him up and, hey, there's a hole in the wall or whatever. There's all these different situations that can happen, but with MLB stepping in and doing that piece of the puzzle,
Yeah.
huge, even bigger than the just pure currency, to be honest.
So yeah, I am very interested to see what it's like what the or I guess like what MLB is going to actually do about the housing. I mean, because they have to do it now, but like what are they going to do about
Yeah.
it?
There's some spring training complexes where they built dorms for the guys
Mm-hmm.
on premise.
I think I saw one of them. I think it was an article going around. I think it was like Kansas City. I saw
Yeah.
theirs. Yeah.
Yeah, there's several. The Cardinals never had that, so I don't have that experience. But
Mm-hmm.
whatever they come up with, to be honest with you, is going to be better than what we were doing.
Yeah.
They can, I mean, they can set out some cardboard boxes, and as long as we get to actually use them and like it feels a little stable, then it just takes such a stress off your shoulders, even if it isn't the most perfect thing you could ask for.
Yeah, it's I mean because then now the whole I mean like with the CBA coming up, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting to see like what they do about like pay. I mean because there's a lot. Well, there's like what is it? There's a few of like the nonprofits that do help out like the minor leaguers. Like so I'm good buddies with a few of the guys at More Than Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have a More Than Baseball tattoo because I made a joke about it and then I got it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm a now I'm a lifer to help out guys in minor leagues.
I love that. I love that.
That's my contract signed.
Are you familiar with Adopt a Minor Leaguer?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, so I built that website.
Oh, no way. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did was it October 25th? I posted like it was like so I had a schedule for every 10 minutes to post like I stand with MiLB.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like every 10 minutes. And then I had them tagged. I had a More Than Baseball and then Adopt a Minor Leaguer.
Yeah.
And, we were cruising, man. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got some pretty good traction.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd imagine.
Yeah. So what's your plans for next besides just doing programming? Like, is that it? Like, are you just gonna stay like where you're at?
Like housing wise, we're planning on moving when we can. I co-own my agency, our program agency, with another former baseball player.
Oh, nice.
His name's Mitch Horchek, if you guys want to check him out. And so between me and him, we actually we have pretty good standing as far as, it's not typical to hear from a programming agency that there's two former professional athletes.
Yep.
And with
between the two of us, that.
Yeah, between the two of us, there's 15 years of professional sports experience being a player.
Yeah.
And so we have a pretty easy time picking up contracts with people that for instance, one company that we work for is called Yakertech. They're making it's sort of a Rapsodo competitor, I would say, or a Hawkeye or something like that. They're tracking ball flights, long story short. And so we get to make a unique value proposition as far as, we were your target market, dude. Like we know exactly what you guys want to see, so.
And you know how to program it, and then you know exactly like what, dude, you guys have the in for that one.
Yeah, exactly. We have a very unique, and then getting to be a part of, the baseball brotherhood. There's, businesses that float around, and there's all kinds of different opportunities that guys have, and there's just all sorts of stuff out there. Just even playing pro ball is just a giant networking experience.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So that's, I mean, because you do need a side hustle while you're playing the minors. Because
yeah. I mean, unless you're a bonus baby,
that's what I'm saying.
You're gonna have to do something, dude.
See, I mean, because I'm glad that I now do like, I guess like the podcasting. It kind of keeps me like in the game, but not in the game. Like, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
Yeah, it's I mean, like, because I had to hang it up like after injuries, so and I was like, I did not know what to do like once baseball ended. I mean, because I had
Right.
because I didn't know like what I wanted to do or anything. So it was
Right.
very very depressing time. But then now,
Absolutely.
when there wasn't baseball in 2020, I decided that I was going to bring baseball to me,
Mhm.
and now I've been doing this since July of 2020. So that's 16 months now.
Right.
And I've met so many people like just
A
through
lot of good
this.
people. A lot of
That's what
good
I'm
people out
saying.
there.
I mean, like I've heard so many stories. I mean, of like
Yeah.
the guys, the minors, guys in the bigs. Like it's just like, I
Yeah.
mean, it's wild. It's an amazing
The
family and
the
network.
world and experiences that you pick up, particularly
Yeah.
in pro ball, but even playing t-ball and stuff like that. I mean,
Yep.
a lifetime of baseball will give you enough stories to tell.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
I am hyped. I'm hyped to be here.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
let's wrap it up real quick. So let's say that actually, yeah, so I got a question. So I guess a scenario, we'll call
Mhm.
it that. So what happened? Okay, so let's say that I am a guy in the minors and I'm like struggling like to find something to do afterwards because I'm worried that I'm gonna get cut. What would you tell me to do? Like what would be your advice?
Honestly, I always told the guy, even while I was playing, I told guys, I don't know how you guys. I mean, I loved playing. When I was playing, I loved playing.
Yeah.
Like I was the guy that was like the annoying baseball nerd in 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 the clubhouse. Like I was like Mr. Baseball. Like I was annoying. And so when everybody else was like, "Oh man, it's August and we don't want to be here anymore," I was like, "Ah man, this is great." but but I feel like I got to continue being that guy
Yeah,
because was programming on the side and I had kind of a release and a different spot to send my brain when I wasn't, you know, at baseball or in the clubhouse or on the field or whatever it was. Um, and it just kept me. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I guess it just gave my mind somewhere else to be for a while,
yeah,
and then it gives you that break from, you know, the minor leagues do kind of suck. The lifestyle does kind of suck. I mean,
yeah.
you're living for the on the field experience. You know, like nothing about being in the minors is awesome other than your friends, and other than
Road
actually playing.
trips, man, road
Yeah,
trips. I used to
other
love road
than
trips.
your other than your friends and actually playing the games.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, I mean, I always told guys even while I was playing, have a release, have something that you're building your skills with. Just because you're not um, actively working a job or whatever,
yeah,
your body's only going to stand for so much punishment in baseball, right? I mean, you're going to be done at 40, and even if you make millions, you're going to get bored just sitting there, and you're probably going to want to do something. And so,
100%.
and that's in the that's in the absolute dream scenario, right?
Yeah,
And so, what I always tell guys is just be building skills. I mean, it doesn't have to be as drastic as programming. It can be, just keeping up with entrepreneurial news or reading books about business or reading biographies about people who have been successful before in business or just general things. And they don't, not necessarily like hard skills like tech is where,
yeah.
if you're going to program, you got to program.
There's a lot of
But
things. Yep.
and so yeah, I just tell guys have a release and have it be something that's productive. It's pretty common to it's so easy to just go like this when you're bored, and
Yep.
just scroll Twitter. But A, it's not exactly stimulating for your mind, and B, like nobody's gonna pay you to do that.
Nope.
And there's gonna be an end to
That would be
baseball.
the dream job, though. That would be the dream job to sit on
Yeah,
social media and
probably.
get paid.
But yeah, I mean, if there's any guys out there listening right now or that hear this podcast later when it's recorded or whatever, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Twitch. You can find me wherever you find me. And I actually posted on Adopt a Minor Leaguer today. If there's anybody, any of you guys that are playing right now that you even want to think about dipping your toes in programming, I was there where you're at right now once, and I know I'm here now,
Yeah.
and I can help you bridge the gap if you want. And so my door's open for all those guys that even want to think about trying to program.
Well, Anthony, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You did amazing.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, have a great night.
Yeah, you too. You too.